You'll don't even ask me how I'm doing. Don't ask. Forget the pleasantries, forget the welcome back, forget all that.
Yeah.
It is Friday, January 23rd, 2026, and I am straight up stressing, Mo.
I can hear it in your voice.
My phone has been buzzing since 6 a.m. I woke up, checked the timeline, and it is.
Yeah.
It's just chaos in Ashburn. We're not talking a little roster tweak. The whole timeline is on fire.
It's necessary chaos, Slim. Stop clutching your pearls.
Man.
Seriously, we just watched a 5-12 season. You want peace and quiet. You want everything to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Go root for a team that didn't just get dragged through the mud. The vibe shift is here. Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, they are trying to run this back. They are trying to excise the infection.
I know 512 is trash, man. I was there. I sat in the rain. But look what's hitting the wire today. 3 massive stories dropping at the same time.
It's a lot.
It's too much for a Friday kill. 1, the D.C. search just got spicy because Dallas, of all teams, made a move that helps us. 2, there's a purge list of 5 veterans, big names, jerseys I own, that are basically being told to pack their bags. And 3, oh man, this third one has me sick.
I know where you're going with this.
I'm actually sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
We were talking about Daron Payne. The rumor mill is saying he is on the block, my Bama boy.
And that's exactly where we need to start. You're getting emotional already. I can hear it.
How can I not?
You see a name you bought a jersey for, you see the Alabama Crimson, and you get sentimental. I see the cap sheet, I see the production, and I see a business decision that is about 3 years overdue.
A business decision.
Yeah.
You're talking about Daron Payne like he's just some guy. This is a Bama boy. This is homegrown talent.
Okay.
First rounder in 2018. We watched this man grow up in this defense. You remember 2022? Don't act like you don't remember.
I remember. It was his contract year.
The man had 11.5 sacks from the interior. Do you know how hard that is? He was a wrecking ball. He was tossing guards like they were children. You don't just trade away your cornerstone.
As opposed to be is doing some heavy lifting in that sentence, Mo.
He's the anchor. The guy who eats double teams so everyone else can eat.
You are living in the past. You're watching 2022 highlights on YouTube while I'm looking at the 2025 game tape. Let's look at the facts, all right.
Facts.
PFF just dropped their list of top 15 trade candidates for this offseason, and Payne is right there at the top. You know why? Because since he signed that bag, 4 years, $90 million, what has he done?
He's been in the trenches. He's been fighting. Can't just judge a 3-tech on numbers.
Stop it. Stop. He's been invisible, Slim. In the last 2 seasons combined, he has 11.0 sacks total.
Okay, but
That is less than he had in that one contract year alone. You are paying over $20 million a year for a guy giving you half the production he sold you on. That's bad business.
the whole defense was bad.
If you bought a car that promised 30 miles per gallon and it gave you 12, you'd take it back to the dealer. His PFF grade. It hasn't touched 61.5 in 3 consecutive seasons. That is barely starter level.
PFF grades aren't the Bible. You know that.
It's replacement level production for elite money. That math ain't mathin'.
Sometimes a guy does his job, fills the gap, and the grade doesn't reflect the impact. When Payne is on, he pushes the pocket, he makes the quarterback move. You can't tell me you don't see the flashes.
When he wants to go.
Why?
That's the problem right there. You just said it. It's the consistency. You watched the tape from last year. How many times did you see him just standing up, patty caking with the guard?
That's not dub work.
No burst, no violence, just collecting a check. And let's be real about those 11 sacks over 2 years. How many were high-quality wins? Maybe 3. The rest were coverage sacks or cleanup plays. We pay him to be Aaron Donald late, and he's playing like a rotation guy.
You're being harsh. The whole defense was trash last year. You can't put all that on Payne. When the secondary is getting cooked, which we will get to, the D-line doesn't have time. It goes hand in hand.
So what's the alternative?
You strip Payne out of that line, and who do we have? We have nobody that scares an offensive coordinator. You trade Payne, you're telling the locker room we are giving up.
No, you're telling the locker room that performance matters. And it's not just about the sacks, Mo.
There you go.
It's about availability and discipline, and that's where you really lose the argument. You want to talk about a leader, a cornerstone.
Yes.
Let's talk about that Lions game, Week 10 last year. We're down, 4th quarter. Amon-Ra St. Brown scores to make it 14-3. The game is over. What does your anchor do?
Emotions were high. Guys were frustrated. Losing sucks. I'd rather have a guy who cares too much than a guy who doesn't care at all.
There's caring, and then there's being selfish. He punched him. He threw a straight right hook at Amon-Ra St. Brown. On national TV.
It was a scrum.
A wide receiver Resulted in a suspension. He missed the Madrid game against the Dolphins because he couldn't control his temper.
Okay, that was bad.
We're trying to showcase the brand internationally, and our $90 million man is sitting at home because he wanted to box. You can't be the highest paid guy on the defense and get suspended for throwing hands when the game is lost. That's low IQ football.
It was heat of the moment.
Yeah.
It happens. I want dogs on that line. I want guys who take it personal. Remember the sideline thing with Jonathan Allen back in 21 against Dallas?
I remember it vividly.
People made a big deal out of that. But I saw two dudes who wanted to win.
They were fighting each other. Payne poked Allen in the face, literally put his finger in a grown man's face, and Allen threw a punch back on our own sideline.
Oh, really?
While getting blown out 56-14. That is not passion, Slim. That is a dysfunctional workplace. It's a lack of respect. And it's a pattern with Payne. That's red flags waving in your face.
But you can't just dump them for scraps. That's my issue. I hear you on the production. I hear you on the discipline. But what are we getting back?
That's a fair question.
In Standig, and Standig is plugged in, he's writing in The Athletic that a fourth-round pick would be considered a win. A fourth-round pick. For a former Pro Bowler. Stop it! Stop it right now. You were telling me Daron Payne is worth a day 3 pick. That is disrespectful.
It's not about your feelings, Mo. It's about the market. It's reality.
It's offensive to me personally.
The rest of the league has tape, too. They see the same decline we see. He's expensive, his production is sliding, and he's turning 28. He's not a young pup anymore. He is what he is.
So we just give him away.
If you can get a fourth and clear that cap space to spend on a legit edge rusher or help for Jaden Daniels, you do it. Immediately.
A fourth rounder is a lottery ticket. You're trading a proven commodity, even if he's down a bit, for a guy who might not even make the roster.
No, bad asset management is letting him play out this year, have another mediocre season, and then he walks in free agency in 2027. What do we get then?
A comp pick, maybe?
Maybe a compensatory pick in 2028. Maybe nothing if we spend money. That's how bad teams stay bad. They hold on to depreciating assets. We trade him now, we get the pick, we get the cap, and we move on.
Who replaces him, though?
Look at the room. We signed Javon Kinlaw last March. 3 years, $45 million.
Man, don't talk to me about Kinlaw. He's cool, he's big, but he ain't Payne. Kinlaw has chronic knee issues. You're banking on him playing 17 games.
He's shown flashes. And we got Jerzon Newton, the second rounder from 2024. He's developing. We have bodies. We don't need to pay $20 million for 5.5 sacks a year. We can get that production from a guy making $2 million.
I hate it. I hate breaking up the Bama boys. Allen is probably gone soon, too. It feels like the end of an era.
It is.
But 11 sacks in 2 years. When you keep saying it like that, it sounds rough. I can't argue with the math, even if I hate the vibe. It just feels like we're stripping the paint off the walls.
We aren't stripping the paint. We're fixing the cracked foundation. You can't put new paint on a house that's sinking.
I hear you.
And speaking of fixing the house, let's pivot to the architect, the guy who might be tasked with cleaning up this disaster. The defensive coordinator spot.
A whole circus, really. I was getting worried. We got rejected by Jeff Ulbrich. He stayed with the Jets. Brian Flores said no thanks. I was thinking we were going to be stuck promoting some assistant linebackers coach.
That was the fear.
But then, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Did I just say that? I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Don't make a habit of it. I'll clip that audio and use it against you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dallas did us a solid. They hired Christian Parker, the Eagles passing game coordinator, to be their DC.
Right. And that matters because
everyone and their mother, Schefter, Rappaport, everybody thought Dallas was hiring Jonathan Gannon. The media had that stamped. Gannon to Dallas, done deal. But they pivoted to Parker, and now Jonathan Gannon is sitting right there, wide open.
Jonathan Gannon, the ex-Cardinals head coach, the ex-Eagles DC. I'm torn on this one, Slim. I really am.
Oh, so?
On one hand, I remember that 2022 Philly defense. I hated them, but they were monsters. 70 sacks or whatever. They were terrorizing people. But on the other hand, did you watch Arizona?
I did. It was bad.
You went 4-13. That team looked lost. They were giving up points like Oprah giving away cars. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Why are we excited about a guy who just face-planted as a head coach?
Context, Mo. Context is everything. You cannot judge a chef if you don't give him any groceries.
So the roster was that bad.
That Arizona roster was in a complete teardown. They were tanking without saying they were tanking. Kyler Murray was hurt half the time. The defense was a bunch of practice squad guys and Budda Baker. He had zero talent. You judge him on what he did when he had pieces. In Philly, he took that defense to the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's true.
He actually calls plays. That's a big distinction. We aren't looking for a rookie coordinator who needs training wheels. We need a guy who has worn the headset in February.
Okay, fair. He has the resume.
Right.
But let's talk football. X's and O's. What about the fit with Dan Quinn? This feels like mixing oil and water.
It could be.
Quinn is Mr. Aggressive.
Yeah.
Fast and free. He wants cover 3, single high safety, DNs flying upfield. See ball, get ball. Simple.
Right.
Gannon. He's the disguise king. That Vic Fangio school of thought. He wants to confuse you pre-snap, play split safety, show blitz, and then drop 8. Can those two styles even exist in the same building?
That's the million-dollar question. But I think Quinn knows he has to evolve. You saw our defense last year. Be honest.
It was horrible.
We ranked 31st in EPA per play allowed. 31st. That is catastrophic. We were basically a red carpet to the end zone. Quinn's fast and simple didn't work.
Because we didn't have the horses.
Sure. But also because the league has caught up. The Shanahan offenses, the McVay offenses, they destroy simple coverages. If you just line up in cover 3, they will dice you up all day.
Yeah, we saw that. Every time we played a good offense, we looked helpless.
Exactly. If Quinn brings in Gannon, it's a sign of humility. It's a sign that Quinn trusts him to modernize the scheme. We need that simulated pressure stuff.
Explain that.
You know, where you put 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, scare the QB, and then at the snap, only 4 rush and the other 2 drop into throwing lanes. That confuses quarterbacks. That forces mistakes. Quinn's old stuff, it doesn't confuse anybody.
I feel you. I like the idea of confusing people instead of being confused by people.
Yeah.
But we got to move fast. Green Bay is sniffing around Gannon, too.
They are.
Yeah. They're interviewing him right now. And let's keep it a buck. Green Bay's defense is better than ours right now. They have talent. If he wants to win immediately, he goes to Lambeau. Why would he come here?
2 words. Jaden Daniels.
Talk to him. That's the X factor.
That's the trump card. Bet. If Gannon wants to attach his wagon to a franchise quarterback, he comes here. Green Bay has love, and he's good, but Jaden is special.
I like that. If Gannon can come here, fix this defense, even just average, and let Jaden cook, we're contenders. Plus, he knows the division. He knows Philly. He knows Dallas. That intel is valuable.
True. He practiced against Jalen Hurts every day for 2 years.
And look, after Ulbrich and Flores curved us, we can't be too picky.
We really can't.
We can't be sitting here acting like we're too good for Gannon. He's qualified. He's young, hungry to prove Arizona was a fluke. I can get behind it, but he better fix this secondary.
Oh, he's got his work cut out for him.
Because what we put on the field last year was criminal. I'm talking reckless endangerment of my blood pressure.
Well, fixing the secondary starts with trimming the fat. You can't execute Gannon's complex disguises if your corners can't run and your safeties can't think.
Which brings us to the list.
He brings us to the purge list. Commander's Wire put out these 5 names, 5 veterans who basically need to go. And this is where feelings are gonna get hurt.
I saw this list. Man, some of these names. It's like watching your childhood dog get put down. It's necessary, maybe, but it hurts.
Disrespectful. It's accounting, Mo. Let's start with the biggest number. Marshawn Lattimore.
This one's disappointing. When we traded for him, I thought we had our lockdown corner. I thought we were getting the New Orleans version.
We got the ghost of Lattimore. We bought the brand name, but the product inside the box was broken. Look at the numbers.
Lay it on me.
He played 9 games. 9.
Yeah.
He was in sweatpants on the sideline half the season. 27 tackles, 1 interception. And the tape was ugly. Kill. He looked stiff.
He did look a step slow.
He looked like he was running in Timberlands. PFF gave him a grade of 52.1. Do you know where that ranks among cornerbacks?
Don't tell me. It's going to make me mad.
I'm going to tell you because you need to hear it. 96th out of 114 qualified corners. There are almost 100 corners in this league playing better ball than Marshawn Lattimore. And here's the kicker. His cap hit for 2026 is over $18 million.
18 missed for the 96th best corner? Good Lord.
Exactly. That is top 5 corner money for bottom-tier production. And if we cut him, 0 dead money. We save the full $18 million.
It's a no-brainer then.
This isn't even a debate. You kill that contract immediately, you take that money, and what does that buy you? That buys you 2 high-end starting guards. That buys you a legit WR2. He is on move immediately.
Yeah, I can't defend that. That's robbery. The player Lattimore didn't show up. Cut him. But the next one, this is the one where my heart and my head are fighting. Bobby Wagner.
I knew you were going to get soft here. I knew it.
Put some respect on his name. This is a future Hall of Famer. First ballot. The man is a legend. And he led the team in tackles last year. And what did that get us? He was the only guy consistently bringing people down. When the young guys were lost, Bobby was there. How do you cut your leading tackler? The brain of your defense.
Because leading the team in tackles when you're 36 years old usually means the defense is on the field way too long and you're cleaning up messes 8 yards downfield.
That's not his fault.
Look, I respect Bobby Wagner, greatest to ever do it in his prime. But he is 36. The speed is gone. The modern NFL is horizontal, slim. It's about speed to the sideline.
About the leadership, the mentorship.
When Bobby is in space, he's a target. Offensive coordinators were isolating him. They were running wheel routes on him. He looked like he was running in quicksand.
Who is every rookie looking at when the huddle breaks? Bobby. Who is lining up the rookies? Bobby. You cut him, you lose the adult in the room.
We went 5-12. How much is that leadership worth if we are getting blown out by 20 points? I'd rather have a linebacker who is dumb but runs a 4.4 than a genius who tackles him after a 12-yard gain.
Man, it's cold.
We need speed. Washington needs off-ball linebackers who can fly. He should retire or go back to Seattle for a farewell tour. But paying him to be a starter here, that's sentimental, not strategic.
It's cold in these streets.
Yeah.
But I get it. We need linebackers who can actually cover. What about Noah Brown? This one feels less controversial.
Noah Brown is a simple equation. Availability is the best ability. He's been here 2 seasons, played 15 games total.
And only 1 touchdown. I remember thinking he was going to be that big body guy for Jaden.
He was supposed to be. He had that chemistry narrative. But it never materialized. If you were in the tub every week, you aren't helping us win. He's taking up a roster spot. Cut him. Easy decision.
Yeah, I'm not losing sleep over Noah Brown. He barely played. What about Quan Martin? This one is weird because he actually played every week.
He played, but did he play? There's a difference.
What do you mean?
99 tackles sounds good on a box score, but the quality. PFF grade, 50.2. Rank, 89th out of 98 safeties. He is statistically one of the worst safeties in the league who saw significant snaps.
Damn. 89th out of 98. That's bottom of the barrel. And he was a high pick. He was supposed to be that versatile chess piece.
And he turned out to be a broken lock. He hasn't mastered any of it. He's a liability in coverage. He gets turned around constantly. In run support, he takes bad angles.
I've seen him whiff a few times.
We save about $3 million if we cut him. It's not huge like Lattimore, but it's about standards. You can't keep trotting out the 89th best safety and expect to stop CeeDee Lamb or A.J. Brown. You have to admit the mistake and move on.
It's disappointing. Feels like another wasted pick.
Yeah.
But if he ain't it, he ain't it. Now, the last one, this one actually shocked me. Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, this one at the curveball. This is the one that wakes you up.
Louvu was a beast in 2024. He was flying around, making plays. He was the energy guy. I thought he was a core piece. Why is he on the list?
Regression, slim, hard regression. In 2024, he was that dude. In 2025, he fell off a cliff.
What are the numbers?
86 tackles, only 3 sacks. He wasn't impacting the QB anymore. His PFF grade dropped to 53.1, ranked 65th out of 88 linebackers. He went from an impact player to a below-average starter.
Wow.
And here's the business part. His cap hit is over $11 million.
$11 million for 3 sacks.
Exactly. If we cut him, we save $9 million. So you combine that with the Lattimore money.
So you're telling me between Lattimore and Louvu, we can open up almost $27 million just by cutting 2 guys who played poorly.
Bingo. Now you're thinking like a GM. Now you're thinking like Adam Peters.
Okay.
You keep Louvu, you're paying $11 million for the 65th best linebacker. You cut him, you have $9 million to go sign someone who is actually ascending. It's a ruthless business.
It's a demolition. That's what it is. If we do all this trade Payne, cut all these guys, we're stripping this defense down to the studs. There's nothing left.
Good, because the house we built was condemned. We had the 31st ranked defense. Why would you want to keep the furniture in a house that's burning down? Burn it down, clear the lot, and build something new around Jaden.
But that's my worry. And this is the thought I want to leave everyone with. Are we putting too much on Jaden?
It's a risk.
If we gut the defense, 2026 is going to be another year where Jaden has to score 35 points just to keep us in the game. We're asking a young QB to carry the entire franchise on his back while the defense figures out who's playing safety.
It's a huge ask.
Can he handle that pressure again? Or are we setting him up to fail by giving him a defense full of rookies and cheap free agents?
That's the gamble. That is a massive bet Adam Peters is making. But I'd rather gamble on young Speed and Jaden Daniels' arm than gamble on Bobby Wagner's 36-year-old knees and Marshawn Lattimore's salary.
So we ripped the Band-Aid off.
Rip it off now. It's going to hurt, but it's the only way to heal.
Man, it's going to be a wild off-season. If you see me crying in the club when the Payne trade news breaks, just mind your business. I might need a hug. Kill.
I'll hand you a tissue, but then I'm going to show you the cap space we just saved and the free agents we can sign. We're going to be all right.
You're cold-hearted, Mo. Just straight ice in your veins.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what we need. All right, y'all, buckle up. The purge is coming. The trades are coming.
Stamp that. It's strictly business from here on out.
HTTR. Commanders, hail. Whatever. Catch y'all later, Slim.